Fishing is a hobby as old as time itself. Although today's world is advancing so quickly, the secrecy around fishing is one thing that has remained the same. How often have you tried to learn from friends or people online only to be met with answers like, "I caught this fish in the lake, I hooked it in the mouth," or "it bit my secret lure"? The majority of anglers are not willing to share their knowledge as they have spent their entire fishing career learning the spots, lures, and tricks that work for them. This makes it impossible for new anglers to join the sport and enjoy all fishing has to offer without a serious time commitment and steep learning curve. In today's world, the most powerful tool anyone can have is quality information. Success ultimately comes down to the decisions you make, and the difference between a good and bad decision is as simple as the quality of information you have available at the time. Our mission is to help you become a more successful angler by providing the knowledge you need and how to apply it to the situations you may encounter while fishing. Our To Hero Fishing Masterclass has been put together from over 25 years of focused and strategic fishing adventures. By completing this course, you will learn how to fish like a pro no matter where you fish by making smart, informed decisions without having to spend a lifetime on the water learning it. Welcome to Module B3, Fish Identification. In this training module, you will learn the importance of fish identification, the different species of game fish in Ontario, which is where New Wave Fishing is based, and how to identify each one. The module will also highlight the importance of practicing catch and release. Being able to properly identify the fish species you are catching or targeting is important in a number of different areas. The first and most important has to deal with conservation efforts. Fishing seasons for species are set up to prevent angling when they are most vulnerable and can have the most impact on the overall health of the population. Misidentifying species can result in keeping fish out of season and a drastic reduction in their future population in the fishery. On top of this, each species has different size and catch limits. Not following these limits because of misidentified fish will hurt the population as a whole. On a more personal level, proper identification will save you from unnecessary fines and can help avoid negative comments when you post a picture on social media calling the fish something that it isn't. The most common sport fish species in Ontario fall into 4 different families of fish. These families share similar traits, and identification within these families is normally the biggest struggle for anglers. We will break down each family and show you the ways to distinguish between each in the next few slides. Panfish, as the name suggests, are a family of species with a round or pan-shaped body. These are the most common shallow water species anglers will be exposed to across the country. Smallmouth and largemouth bass are the biggest members in the panfish family, followed by crappie and then sunfish being the smallest. Aside from the color patterns of these fish, which will change slightly depending on the water body, there are a number of different features that can be used to distinguish them from one another. The first being size. Only smallmouth and largemouth bass will reach sizes over 18 inches. Some crappie may reach this mark, but those would be trophies or what we call unicorns. Sunfish will rarely exceed the 8-inch length. Other features to note when distinguishing between the species include the jaw location, markings, and the mouth itself. Salmonids are deeper open water species of fish that most new anglers will not be familiar with. Aside from their spawning tendencies, the best way to identify between the species are the coloring or markings, tail shape, skin versus scales, and the mouth shape. Although there are a number of species and variations not listed here, this should give beginner anglers a good idea of how to distinguish between them. Lake trout and salmon are the biggest members in the family and commonly difficult to distinguish. The easiest way to do this is by the base color of the fish. Lake trout will have white spots on a dark gray base, while salmon will have black spots on a white or silvery base. On top of this, lake trout have a skin, whereas salmon have scales. Salmon have more flat tail, where the lake trout, their tail is forked. Whitefish are the easiest to distinguish due to their large scales, heavily forked tail, and sucker-like mouth used to eat things off the bottom. Rainbow and brook trout are easy to identify due to their bright colors. Rainbows have a flat tail, while brook trout are more square. Brook trout have colorful polka dots, red, yellow, and blue, which often leads to their other name of the speckled trout, whereas rainbows have a red band covering the side of the body. Esox are the wolves of the water, or water wolves. These aggressive predators are at the top of the food chain and are not afraid of anything. The two members of the Esox family, and my personal favorite to target, are northern pike and muskie. These two fish are commonly mistaken by new anglers, and there are some very obvious differences, though, that you can use to quickly determine which is which. The muskie, which normally has a uniform color, compared to the northern pike, which is green with a white belly. On top of this, the markings on each fish are different. On northern pike, there are horizontal spots, whereas on muskie, there are vertical bars. One of the more subtle differences is the shape of their tail and other fins. On muskie, their fins are a lot more square, and their tail fin is heavily forked. Whereas for northern pike, their fins are rounded and their tail fin is a lot more square. The Persidae, or perch family, is made up of walleye, commonly called pickerel in northern Canada, and yellow perch. These two species can be confused at smaller sizes, but the differences are very apparent once they get bigger. Walleye grow to much larger sizes and can grow up to 35 inches, where perch will rarely cross the 15-inch mark. Notable features: walleye have teeth, while perch do not. Also, walleye have marble-like eyes, and their color markings are a lot different. Perch have stripes, whereas walleye are typically a solid color above their lateral line with a different color below their lateral line. Growing and sustaining healthy fisheries is not something that happens by accident. Everyone needs to work together to ensure fisheries can grow and be able to thrive for years to come. Not only does this mean following all the rules and regulations, but also practicing catch and release as much as possible. There is no law that says you have to keep the fish you catch, and in our opinion, there is no need to keep fish every time you go fishing, unless it's very infrequent or once a year on a camping trip. You will hear stories about how good a lake was in the past when anglers could take home their limit of all trophies every time they went out, and it's not like it used to be. And that's the problem right there. By taking trophy fish out of a body of water, you limit their ability to pass on the good genetics to grow more big fish, and also nobody else can catch these fish. The odds of fish surviving long enough to become a trophy class are not good, and so by keeping a lot of fish, you are really hurting the possibility of this ever happening. The most important message we'd like you to take away from this module is the importance of proper fish identification for conservation efforts. Although coloring can change from body of water to another, there are other features you can use to identify the fish from. If you're not sure, just play it safe and release the fish. Catch and release is a team effort and allows fisheries to grow and thrive for years to come. Congratulations on completing this module and moving one step closer to becoming an exceptional angler. Continue to review the material in this module to solidify your understanding and continue to use it as a reference point for planning your future fishing adventures. Be sure to check out our blog for more fishing tips, tricks, and ideas. The New Wave Fishing Academy offers a number of other training modules to help you become a more successful angler, and we encourage you to continue completing them. New Wave Fishing Academy would like to personally thank you for completing this training module. Our mission has and always will be to help you become a more successful angler by providing you with the knowledge and ability to apply this knowledge to help you catch more fish. In order for us to continue our mission, we need to hear from you. If you have comments, questions, ideas, or want us to prepare a module just for you, do not hesitate to reach out. We will do our best to update our content to give you the best information possible. If you're looking to continue your learning on the water with us, we would be thrilled to book a session. Our thoughts are that there's no better way to learn than by doing, so we offer our lessons while offering you a fishing trip on the world-class fishery of Georgian Bay. We will teach you all you need to know and can tailor your trip to suit your needs. Whether you're looking to target largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, northern pike, walleye, lake trout, or muskie, we can prepare a trip for you. New Wave Fishing Academy operates on the eastern shore of Georgian Bay between Parry Sound and the French River. Looking for a fishing vacation? Reach out and we can hook you up with resorts that will offer you the best chance to meet your fishing goals. Whether you're looking for a remote getaway or drive to cottage, all our recommendations are within a 3 hours drive north of Toronto. Be sure to connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, by phone or email, and at our website. We are always sharing great content, new courses, tips and tricks, and the best catches of our students. New Wave Fishing Academy loves to hear your thoughts, feedback, and questions. If you want to see what the New Wave Fishing team has been up to when we're not providing lessons, check us out on YouTube for our latest fishing adventures and see just what is waiting for you once you unlock your fishing potential.